Hey, what's up, guys? Back to another video, and today is a Super Bowl special. I'm Nicholas, and that's my papa, Carlos.
What's up?
Today we have three special guests: my brother JC,
What's up?
my cousin Carlos, and my uncle Mike.
Pittsburgh.
Today we'll be going over who we think is going to be the X factors for each team, and how will each team win the game, and just who will we think will win
Overall?
Yeah, overall. But before we get to anything, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And last game of the year, let's get into it. All right, first, Carlos, what do you think?
Oh man, I think it's gonna go back and forth. I think it's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go back and forth. I think it's hard to predict. I mean, there's a few different things can happen. I've been trying to do a bunch of research. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 weeks, trying to listen to a bunch of different opinions. I think Kansas City's gonna jump off to an early lead. I think they're gonna maintain a lead probably for most of the game. But at some point, Brady's gonna start evening the odds, and I think once he starts evening at that point, it's just gonna go back and forth. You know, it's gonna be someone's gonna score here, someone's gonna score there, maybe a field goal there, a stop here, but then there's an interception there. Like I said, going back and forth like that, I think the X factors, as cliche as it sounds, are going to be the quarterbacks and how they play against the opposing defenses. Tom Brady is known to. He either has it going or he doesn't. So when he doesn't have it going, it can be kind of ugly. And we've kind of seen it a few times this year. When he doesn't have a good game, he'll throw 3-4 interceptions. Against the Chiefs defense like this, with the Chiefs offense like that, they'll never come back from that. There's not enough time, to come back from a Chiefs offense that'll do that to you. So on the other side of the ball, Tampa Bay defense has stepped up a lot throughout the whole playoffs, and their secondary has been playing a lot better. Their front seven has always been, top 10, top 5 throughout the whole year. So if they can get to Mahomes and kind of shake him up, as we see, he's been kind of injured, here and there. So he's been doing a pretty good job at masking his injuries, But if Tampa Bay can kind of get to him, kind of rough him up early, I think that's their best chance, kind of maintaining a lead, or at least maintaining, a solid position to manage the game. If there's anyone that can manage the game, it's Tom Brady. So we'll see, man. It's GOAT versus the future, like Mike said. So we'll see.
Crazy.
All right, Uncle Mike, what do you think?
I think the game is going to start off a little slow. I think maybe they might trade field goals, maybe trade a touchdown or two. By halftime, I don't think the score. I think the score will be close. But what I expect is Kansas City to pull away in the fourth quarter, or one of those things where you think, hey, Kansas City might be falling asleep, and then all of a sudden they wake a sleeping giant, and then, like easy 10, 7, 10, 14 points on the board like nothing. I mean, here's the thing. It's crazy to think that Tom Brady is going to go to another Super Bowl. I just can't believe Tom Brady again, is going to another Super Bowl. The sickest man on earth is probably Bill Belichick, I'm telling you. But like, with that being said, man, I think Kansas City will eventually take this one. It's just a matter of attrition. The X factor that in my opinion, is going to be the defense at Tampa Bay. What's going to happen? If they could create turnovers, this is going to be an interesting game. There might even be, if you want to smell upset, like, they're going to have to get turnovers. But it's really hard to contain Mahomes and that high-powered offense. And they're going to set the edge, and they're going to use their speed. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be good, but I think it's going to start off slow.
I think Kansas City will pull it off, even though I don't want them to, just because I have my personal reasons. But it's going to be tough. I think, like Mike and Carlos were saying, the only way this is going to plan out for the Buccaneers is if Brady has a pretty solid game. If he has one of those, high, um, you know, 20 for 25 type of game, and the running game's going. Their defense holds Mahomes, which is going to be hard for a couple field goals here, field goals, a touchdown here and there, and don't have to keep trying to keep up with them. I think it's going to be a plus for Tampa Bay if they score first. It's going to be huge. And every time they're in the red zone, they score touchdowns. It will put a lot of pressure on Mahomes trying to keep up. We're trying to show that they have this offense and they can score whenever they have to, but they could fall into trouble. I mean, come on. Niners had them under control for 3.5 quarters. They scored 10 points through almost 3.5 quarters, only 10 points. Will this be the same way? I don't think so, but I think Tampa Bay needs to control the game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to slow down Kansas City. So maybe they slow down in the beginning, maybe second quarter, third quarter, but come fourth quarter, I think Kansas City pulls away.
Been having a hard time with this one, just because we know what Tom Brady's capable of doing, but at the same time, it's just like Kansas City is just way too good in the offensive end. So, for me personally, I think that the Chiefs will win, but I want the Bucs to win, just because Tom Brady's, Sarah Padre or whatever. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So, I think for the Bucs to be able to keep up and possibly win, they need to score touchdowns often. Not often, but they need to score touchdowns. They can't leave it to field goals. If they leave it to field goals, they're kind of screwed, because Chiefs rarely ever get field goals. It's always a touchdown. So they got to make sure that they are scoring the same amount of points. That way, at the end, it comes down to the wire. But yeah, I think the Chiefs will definitely win.
Hey, Nicholas.
All right. What I think is for Buccaneers to win, they're gonna have to stop their receiving core, and that's for me is Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is the X factor for Tampa Bay, and Kansas City is the receiving core because Patrick Mahomes can just throw it up there and they're gonna catch it. So it's Patrick Mahomes. If he has a bad game, then it's probably because of his receiving core. And Tampa Bay is the highest ranked running defense in the league, but Kansas City doesn't run that often. So we'll see. They have great offensive receivers, running backs, tight ends. It's just
For the Buccaneers?
both of them. They have high-powered offense.
Yeah.
It's just really crazy. And I think the score is gonna come out 38-34. Tampa Bay Buccaneers take it home. Tom Brady wins his 7th ring, and he's just gonna go home, lay down, and retire.
You know what I could see? I was thinking of when the Patriots first played. No, not the first championship, but their first Super Bowl ring against the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing against high octane offense. What were they called? The Rams called the
Greatest show on turf.
yeah, greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
And then what did Tampa Bay? And then what did the Patriots come and they hit him in the mouth, and they kept hitting him in the mouth, and they kept hitting him in the mouth. And I think Kansas City, you can hit him in the mouth once or twice, 3 times, and you just got to hit him and keep hitting him. And I think hopefully tomorrow's that type of game that it gets ugly, it gets physical, and Mahomes don't like that. I don't think their right receivers, they're not used to that type of physicality. Why? Because no one can keep up with them, which, I mean, I don't blame them, but I think they need to get hit multiple times throughout the game and just make it an ugly game. I mean, shoot, let it go 3-3 the whole freaking half. I mean, I don't care, but just make it ugly for Kansas City, and let's see if they can play that. They don't have a running game, that I know. That's very consistent, like Nicholas said. Tampa Bay has if they go we're going to try to run and try to control, try to make it balance, I think Tampa Bay is gonna win that battle. But I think make it ugly. What do you guys think?
They were comparing this game to first Super Bowl that the Patriots had against the Giants.
Oh, okay.
They said the Patriots were the high octane offense, no one can beat them. Sure they're going to win, and that the Giants with their front seven, they just kept pounding on the Patriots all game, and it ended up working for them. So I think the underdog mentality is definitely on the Bucs side, and there's a lot of momentum behind that. I think they've been saying, I heard, or I forgot where I heard it, but they said that he asked his wife and his kids to leave the house for 2 weeks so he could focus on the Super Bowl.
Ooh, Brady?
Yeah, Brady. So he could do nothing but study the Super Bowl at home and just zone in. There's that. They were saying how he's been talking about, he just wants to have that respect. He wants to kind of get away from that narrative that, he was part of the system in New England, that he was a system quarterback. He wants to show everyone, he's like, hey, like I'm this dude, he's been fueling up the team, he's been fueling up Tampa Bay, saying like, hey, they're already counting this out. These guys think that they already got it on lock. Let's go out there and show what we can do. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I mean, it'll be on Tampa Bay. Someone on Tampa Bay is going to have to really play amazing other than Tom Brady. It can't just be Tom Brady, whether it's on the offensive or defensive side. More likely the defensive side. Like one of you guys are saying, if they can force some turnovers, they'll have a really good shot. That as soon as they get that momentum behind you, let's say, for example, they get into a position where the Chiefs haven't been before, well, no, I shouldn't say that. The Chiefs have been down like 24-0, and they came back and won like 48. So it'll be a good game, man. I'm saying? Like I said, the GOAT versus the future, they both have a bag of tricks. You know what I'm saying? They both already have shown what they can do. We'll see, man. I mean, there's a saying that says never bet against Brady, but we'll see.
Well,
this year, I think might be the year, but
if Brady wins one more ring, he's gonna have as much rings as decades he's lived. 7 decades, 7 rings.
He'll have more than all the teams out there.
The percentage of Brady winning a Super Bowl is higher than Steph Curry making a 3.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's how many Super Bowls he's been in and how many he's won.
Yeah.
Compared to Steph Curry's career, I guess 3 points.
Want to compare him to LeBron? I don't know, man. What's up with that? I don't know why they compare it to LeBron.
He would have played in almost 20% in all the Super Bowls played ever. Like, ever. That's saying something when you're in 20%. If he wins another ring, they should just already have a dude from Canton just bring the jacket. The gold jacket.
Here's your ring and here's a jacket.
Just put it on right now, bro. Just put it on right now.
You know what? And if you think about it, isn't it crazy? This guy was an afterthought. He was like, what, 188th pick or something?
Yeah.
199.
And I remember I saw a documentary on him. He went up to the owner. He's like, hey, I'm going to be your future quarterback. And the guy was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. All right. Then I think, Bledsoe got injured and then never looked back. I mean,
wrap from there.
Man, I just hope it's a good game. And
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to just see Nick Wright just cry. on live
Right.
TV, because it's annoying. He's so annoying.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just waiting. Every time I watch it, okay, this is the game. Kansas. Oh man, what was it? Which was the playoff game? Last against the Browns. Oh my God! I'm like, yes, Nick Wright's about to start crying, and then they end up losing. But no.
Another thing that I was thinking about is that, like Carlos was just saying, the GOAT versus the future. This is technically, I guess, the last statement or the last stand for Tom Brady to go against the last great quarterback. Because there's never been really good quarterback matchups ever since Peyton Manning retired. Like, think about it, right? We always look forward to Peyton Manning and Brady. That was like the Super Bowl inside the Super Bowl. Because they played both in the AFC, it sucked. So it was like, all right, whoever won that, maybe they would get a shot at the Super Bowl. Now you got Patrick Mahomes, who's like basically the newest thing. And I think it's crazy that that's the generation that represents the old quarterbacks and this and that and whatever. And I think I'm not going to say that Brady's going to retire, but I think it might be his last Super Bowl just because, the NFC is going to shape up to be different next year. Yeah. And, and it's just, and each year is different. I mean, this whole thing with COVID and the schedule, how it being changed and everything, I think that had a good factor to it, and it's almost like a home game basically down there in Tampa. So I think you know, it's going to be tight. That's why I think it's going to be tight. You know, and if we're mentioning a pizza guy, you know, as like an X factor, then we know that basically Kansas City's in trouble. So Scotty Miller, that's the X factor.
Oh yeah, Scotty Miller.
If his name is being called, then oh boy, and that's not good. You know,
He's
it's
fast.
usually a Gronk or somebody else, but you know that's your X factor. If he comes through, then it's going to be a long night. Otherwise, I really expect Kansas City to pull away in the end. Fourth quarter is where I think they're going to extend the lead. It'll be a different story. Yeah. But it's going to be a good matchup. I love it.
It'd be good. It'd be interesting, man. I think they make Mahomes uncomfortable and one of those because last year in the Super Bowl they made him uncomfortable. He threw a couple picks, so I could see that same thing going. They got into the place. He threw it, pick. But we just, man, it's gonna be tough though.
Andy Reid supposedly is hard to beat when he has to bye. When he has 2 weeks to study you, he like almost never loses supposedly. So I don't know. I'll go with that history.
Tom Brady versus Andy Reid. Dang.
Yeah, straight up.
Two great minds.
It's like the last stand, man. It's like the last greatest matchup. You know, I don't think it'll get any better anytime soon. It's crazy.
People are saying Mahomes is gonna if Tampa Bay comes up, then Mahomes is just gonna come back. But Brady has been in that position as well. He's gonna keep that lead if he can, and he's not like one of those rookies that can't keep a lead. He's gonna keep that lead if he can.
But you know what? And you know, if you look at the history of Brady too, though, when he's had to come back against a really, really good team, it's either there's two, either he wins or loses, but he usually ends up throwing like a little pick or something, man, or you know, it's just at the end,
fumble,
fourth quarter, you know, last drive, and it's like, you know, no more timeouts, and it's just, you know, here comes that pick or something. But man, it should be good though. I really hope Tampa Bay pulls it off though. You know, if Tampa Bay is not riled up, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like Carlos was saying, he's such a veteran. Everybody should just start. He should be pumping up every single guy in Tampa Bay. Like, I've been here already, guys.
He's for sure in the locker room telling them, you know, like everyone's counting us out. The Chiefs already think they won, you know, like,
yeah, like, you know, we got to go out there and shut them up. I'm sick of you know, like all this. And of course, and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, this is, you know, Mr. NFL right here, Mr. Football. We have to listen to him. So.
I'll tell you this, man. He, when he beat the Falcons, when he came back against the Falcons, that's when I really was like, holy crap, you know what I'm saying? This dude is like something else. So if there's ever a time for him to kind of flex that again, it would be against the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? Just think of the thought, you know what I'm saying? If he beats Patrick Mahomes, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you can do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter where you go, who you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just going to win everywhere. Like,
all the teams are going to come after him if he wins the Super Bowl.
If Mahomes wins, he's going to be considered the face of NFL, basically, for the next generation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is already kind of, but that will cement him as, like, the next big thing, you know, the next Peyton or Tom Brady of the generation.
Yeah, he's, 25, I think? With 2 Super Bowls if he wins?
He's like, 25, 26.
He'll be younger
what is it, his first 3 years? 2 Super Bowls and an MVP? Or 2 MVPs?
Roethlisberger was, I think, the youngest or second youngest or something like that.
Yeah, he was the youngest. He was the youngest to win a Super Bowl, but Mahomes, if he wins, he'll be the youngest to win too. Like for sure.
Sure.
That's remarkable.
Whatever.
You guys see the NFL honors?
Yeah, we seen it today. Yeah. Alex Smith, he should have gotten that. It was good of him. Comeback player of the year.
Rodgers got MVP. He had pretty good numbers. I would have given it to him.
They should have given it to what's his name? King. What was it? King Henry. Henry.
Derrick Henry from Titans.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson should have got.
There's only 4 guys I heard. Only 4 guys in NFL history have gone 2,000 yards in a season.
6 guys. Yep.
In NFL history, and he's one of them. I'm like, so I forgot who it was that was like, you know, we should just. Don't call it the MVP no more. Just call it the quarterback, best quarterback of the league award. You know, because it usually just goes to the quarterback.
Good point. Yeah.
And then what's his name?
They, I saw that there was a little controversy over the Defensive Player of the Year.
Should have been like
Aaron Donald won it, and then J.J. Watt tweeted out that T.J. Watt had better numbers than him all year. With like
Yeah,
one
he
less
did
game.
though. He did.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the leading sacker of the
Yeah, it
league?
should be like TJ or
Yeah, he posted a picture. He had him beat in like every number.
Usually the leading sacker of the league
he
usually
had
wins.
15 at linebacker.
Usually wins.
15 at linebacker. Yeah,
But
that's ridiculous.
This becomes. Are these awards by fans? Are these awards by the players? Or who are these awards by?
It's
Coach?
like a group of people. I think it's like media, coaches,
Because
Hall
it
of
could,
Famers. I think it's
because it could
different
start
people.
coming to be like, oh,
Or it
who's,
might be. I don't know actually. Yeah.
it could start to become like, oh, who's popular? You know, like who's the most popular one? You know, who do they like the most? Aaron Donald should not have won that thing, man. Like he kind of went downhill near the end. I mean, yeah, he's really good, but if guys are having better stats than him, and it's like saying when Jordan or LeBron, they probably could win it every single year, but if another player has better stats than them that year, they deserve it. So,
Well, Watt definitely deserved it.
yeah, for sure, should have gone that. But I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. It'll be more fun next year when we're going to talk about how many awards the Niner players won and Pittsburgh players won, and we're going to be in the Super Bowl. That's okay. All right, man.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and comment down below who you got in the Super Bowl, and yeah, go Buccaneers.
All right, y'all.
Rings.
See you guys.
See you. Take care.